There exists a twilight zone between history and memory, a space where the past is not just a written record but a living, evolving presence in our lives. Memory shapes history, not just as an individual experience, but as a collective social construct. The way we remember the past is not fixed. It is influenced by who we are, where we come from, and the society we live in. An example of this pluralism of memories can be found in Bosnia and Herzegovina, a country where history is not remembered in a singular way, but through multiple, often contrasting perspectives. Three distinct dominant narratives coexist, shaped by ethnic identity: the Bosniak memory, the Bosnian Serb memory, and the Bosnian Croat memory. Alongside these three dominant memories, which are reflected and represented in the political system, other narratives strive to find a space in the public discourse. The same war, the same events, but remembered differently. This pluralism of memories shapes not only how history is taught, but also how future generations understand their past.
The formation of a shared collective memory in Bosnia-Herzegovina is hindered by conflicting national memories, which are constantly fueled by selective narratives in public debate and education. In fact, each group acknowledges the war crimes it suffered rather than those that perpetrated.
Books plays a fundamental role in memory policies, contributing to the construction of collective memory and the transmission of historical narratives. At the same time, the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia plays a crucial role in shaping collective memory by interpreting historical events and setting legal precedents that define justice and accountability. A fair and just trial, beyond its judicial aspects, is quite relevant for building memory policies that overcome divisions. It was established in 1993 to prosecute war crimes during the Yugoslav wars. The tribunal had numerous individuals accountable for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Furthermore, it still plays a significant role in the remembrance of atrocities committed in the former Yugoslavia. What happened in The Hague during the trials affected also the lives of some journalists.
Bosnia and Herzegovina's divisions create a hostile climate for journalists, as platforms like Mapping Media Freedom demonstrate.
To deeply understand the threat to media freedom and journalists in the Herzegovinian area, we need to highlight the dominant memory in the region, which largely aligns with the Croatian narratives.
The three dominant memories often coexist peacefully in daily life, so it is important to be cautious and avoid excessive generalizations. Nevertheless, it is equally important to highlight specific cases that still divide society. One example is the remembrance of Slobodan Praljak. He is particularly remembered for his role in the destruction of Mostar Bridge, which occurred in November 1993.
After covering the trial of Slobodan Praljak, Al Jazeera Balkans correspondent Sanel Kajan was addressed numerous threatening messages by Croatian nationalists that he decided to denounce to the police.
In regions marked by historical tension and divided memories, such as Bosnia and Herzegovina, it is crucial to find realities that can build bridges, foster dialogue, and rebuild trust within this often conflicting context. A key example of this is the role of civil society organizations.
One of the most interesting initiatives, which exists now in more than 15 years, is that they have a group of war veterans, so veterans from the Yugoslav People's Army, veterans from the Army of Bosnia-Herzegovina, veterans from the Army of Republika Srpska, and veterans from the Croatian Defense Council, which was the Bosnian Croat Army. And they bring them together. And so at the beginning they tell it was, of course, very difficult because they were very mistrustful. Okay, this guy fought against me. He was on the other side. Yeah, but then by meeting again and again, by discussing, of course, they realized, okay, these are human beings like us, and often we were victims of the system or whatever. And then they started really also not only to discuss among them, but then also to start to go together, yeah, to talk, make public events. And then they started also to visit memorials and places of crimes and of victimhood in different parts of Bosnia-Herzegovina together.
As shown in this video, Bosnia and Herzegovina's antagonisms impact both the journalists' work and their freedom of expression. However, it's equally important to emphasize the realities that foster unity among people.
We are citizens of Bosnia-Herzegovina. There's a Bosnia-Herzegovinian society. Of course, within it, you can have different national identities, but that's not the most important. The most important should be this common identity. And Bosnia and Herzegovina has a long, long tradition of diversity and living together. And this is what needs to be emphasized. This is the tradition of Bosnia and Herzegovina and not the antagonism of different groups.